Hey, yo, what's up? You know what it is. It's the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. I'd like to welcome you guys back to another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks on. And yo, Slammiversary 15. And I'm like, it done been a weird long trip to get to this point when we are talking about the promotion that now calls itself GFW Impact Wrestling. It's been this weird thing. It's like, we could go into the history of, it's like, there was a time when you watched TNA because, you was going to get some bomb-ass wrestling when WWE FGHI wasn't giving you that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's just been this weird up and down thing for the past couple of years, especially with the company and the things that you heard about it and things like that. And a weird, odd twist of fate. This is the very, very weird way to technically get the company back that you sold. But that's a whole nother can of worms and a whole bunch of clownery that we shouldn't even get into because we have a pay-per-view to talk about. I will say this, though, before we talk about the pay-per-view in general, period. It has been a crazy long build because of the pay-per-view schedule, because they only do 2 pay-per-views a year, and then it was like that weird point where every now and then, the end of the month, one of their Impact tapings would be name of the pay-per-view or whatever, but it wasn't actually a pay-per-view. So it's like, it's been a really long build, especially since they've been running in these GFW wrestlers and things like that, and then finding out that they about to unify the titles and they're about to come together and go down and all of that. So I'm just sitting here at this point, just sitting up here like, rest in peace TNA. I'm like, I will say, that TNA game, that was off the fucking chain. And one of these days, I really want to sit down and play that. Me and the Evil Freak, I'm like, because me and him, we'd had some battles in that game, and I'd love to go through the story mode with you guys. Just a real little fun trip down memory lane or something. But I got, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I got the results right here. Let me take a swig of this water real quick. That's good water. I got the results right here in front of me, and I didn't even know there was a damn pre-show match, and this is why I look up the damn results, because ain't nobody watching no damn pre-show. Regardless of that, our pre-show match had Mahabali Shera, Braxton Southern Alley beating KM, Congo Kong, and Laurel Van Ness, and that's been some weird building thing for a while now, going back to who's currently over in WWFE, Maria and Mike Kanellis and all that old crazy shit, but yay for that. I'm like, the alley thing been hit its peak a long time ago. Braxton Sutter blah, Mahabali Shera dance, and KM and Congo Congo Laurel Van Ness blah blah blah. No one really cares. See, solving problem just like that. Our first match of the evening was a tag team title match for the DFW Tag Team Championships. So here's the weird thing. On this card, we have 2 unification matches. But weirdly enough, LAX in the past couple of months won both the Impact and the GFW Tag Team Championships. So they built the match as them winning the titles, because technically it wouldn't be a unification if the champions already hold both titles, and it was weird. And then on top of that, you had like people coming in from other promotions. Drago and El Hijo de Fantasma from AAA. You had Laredo Kid and Garza Jr. from The Crash, and Moa Fuji and Tachi Ishimori from Noah. And it's like, I'm sitting up here, given what this is supposed to be and how GFW Impact is supposed to be moving forward, it's like I knew LAX was going to win, and they were. It wasn't like, you really think that a promotion that is trying to move forward with this new name, new identity, trying to make sure no one knows TNA fucking exists, did you really think that somebody from a rival promotion, even if it's friendly, was going to win the title? More on this later. Our next match of the evening had Moose and DeAngelo Williams versus Eli Drake and Chris Adonis. And DeAngelo Williams, he played football or something. I'm not really sure. I don't pay attention to that. There was a time where I used to watch ESPN in the like Sports Center in the morning. Rest in peace, Stuart Scott, to sit to pretend like in class like I knew what the fuck I was talking about. Didn't care then, don't give a fuck now. But here the thing is, Most of DeAngelo Williams beat Eli Drake and Chris Adonis, but DeAngelo Williams clown. There was even a glimpse of "I am the table" when DeAngelo Williams tried to hit a frost splash in the table, just was like no. But weirdly enough, they dragged Eli Drake back down to the ring so they could double powerbomb him through this table that didn't break. And I'm just sitting there like, I guess. I'm just sitting there like, okay then, well, fine, whatever. But DeAngelo Williams clown. This ain't like no Pac-Man Jones thing where he came in and did stuff and it was just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? That's throwback shit. Y'all remember that. But DeAngelo Williams, he ain't drafted by a team right now. So maybe he finna start wrestling because, yo, he clowned. He clowned. I don't know what to say other than he clowned, but he clowned. And I'm going to give him that straight up. Our next match of the evening, CCC3 beat James Storm in a strap match. See, here the thing is, I'm sitting up here thinking about this match now, and even when I watched it, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what was that finish about? That finish was crazy, because it was some point in the match where Ethan Carter got out the strap, because it wasn't like an actual, like, strap match, where you have to drag the opponent around and tap the things to win. No, this was like a strap match where they were strapped together, and they was whooping each other with the strap blase blah, right? At some point in the match, like I said, Ethan Carter III slipped out the restraints of the strap. They was trying to get him back in it, and he pulled James Storm, and he hit his head really hard with the spot they were put. At some point at the end of the match, James Storm kicked the shit out of Ethan Carter III and then just fainted, just like bloop. And it's just like, huh? And then you got the ref telling him just the pin him is over, and I'm just sitting up here like, I don't know if this was some passing of the torch. I don't know what the hell. But James Storm just fell the fuck out. 1, 2, 3, match was over. And even when they was starting the next match, they dragging his ass out of there. And I'm just sitting up here like, what? I'm like, they sit up here and they promote him as the last TNA original, quote unquote. You can't really say that no more. And I guess given what this pay-per-view was supposed to technically underlinely represent, it made sense for James Storm to completely faint, get knocked the fuck out, pinned by Ethan Carter III, because we trying to move on. Like, we ain't gonna sit up here and mention the 2 weeks when he was over there in NXT. We not even gonna mention that, should we? I think I just did. The next match might be one of my favorite matches of the evening, because it was JB and Joseph Park versus Josh Mathews and the big bad booty daddy, the genetic freak. I own a Shoney's, Scott fucking Steiner, right? I'm like, they sit up for they wrestling. I'm like, Josh Mathews, like, yo, I was on Tough Enough Weed doing all this stuff, and it's like, that's fine or whatever. But then the match broke down into like what they used to do when the Hardys had a match every damn week, like, yo, pre-tape segments and shit. This was nuts. Shark Boy came out of nowhere. Father James Mitchell, like, yo, put this mask on, be a bitch, cuz. And I'm sitting up here like, huh? Like, I'm like, for real. Regardless, because I will say this. The build up to whatever the fuck this was stupid. It's like, it just started when they had, like, rebooted TNA. And it's like, I don't think I should say this, but I'm going to say this, though. If you had Josh Mathews just sitting out there just what the streets like to call shooting, blap, 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 shoot, 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 sitting up here talking about this and that, and I'm just sitting up here like, huh, I'm the vice president of this, and WWF that, and blah, 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 and I'm just sitting up here like, man, Josh Mathews, you don't shut the fuck up. I just sit up here every time he talk. Where the fuck Mike Tenay ass? Where he at? The Professor, Mike Tenay. The Professor. And speaking of, shout out to Don West and Robert Flores, because they were the commentators for the evening. Miss Don West, yo, got all the deals on ChopTNA.com, brother, or something like that. But anyway, Jeremy Borash and Joseph Park won because the Biss came out, and there was a point where Shark Boy was like interfering in the match twice. First, Jeremy Borash did like a senton in a pool, and then Shark Boy, old Shell, came out, and it was just weird. I'm glad that was a match to have fun with. Now, maybe they can sit down at the damn commentary booth and actually commentate a damn match, maybe. I don't know. Our next event of the evening is a mixed tag Full Metal Mayhem match, and it wasn't even a tag match technically because they were just all in the ring, and it's just Eddie and Alicia Edwards, and you had Davey and Angelina, and it's just like power bomb, get to a table, let's jump off this ladder, we killing each other. I will say this: the build up and the matches that they had that led up to this. It was phenomenal work, not because of the matches involved, but because it's like they made you believe that Davey Richards really had beef with Eddie Edwards, because while Davey Richards was fucked up, Eddie Edwards was winning the title, which I still don't understand in booking sense why you would do this, but whatever. It's like, I get it. It's like it started that Eddie Edwards had another chance to win the title. Davey Richards cost him the title, and now let's power bomb each other through tables. My wife hits you with a kendo stick. My wife sits up for a DDTs you. It's just nuts. But it was a great match because they were just killing each other, and it's what you expect. So I just hope that feud is over and they both all four of them just move on and go do something else. What could possibly be my favorite match of the evening? In a 2 out of 3 fall for the X Division title, Sanjay Dutt overcame Low Ki and hit him with that godlike Warriors way. Hit that moonsault to the Warriors way. That was nuts. I'm like, that whole match was off the chain, because when you got two great wrestlers and you let them wrestle, they wrestled and it was amazing to watch. The thing is, though, I will say this just to backtrack a little bit. This whole thing been weird since Sanjay won the title, and it's more of that India type shit, because he was booked to win the title in India. You would think 15 years in the damn company, in and out, you would have won the X Division title by now, but yo, send him to India, let him win the title, and I'm just like, huh? I'm just like, I'm like, my thing is that I understood it, but I don't get it. But I get it because it's wrestling. But then when you try to think about wrestling in some kind of sense, that's more than this is scripted television. And it's just like, okay. Regardless of that, that match was off the meter. And that alone, that's a match you should watch. That match was off the chain. They brought it and it was amazing. It was an amazing match. So I wonder what they they already call it the Impact Wrestling X Division Championship, so they probably not going to rename it to nothing. Our first of 2 unification matches. Sienna beat Rosemary because they were going back and forth for a little bit. Laura Van Ness came out. Allie ran out with a kendo stick, blah, blah, blah. The match was hot. But I kind of knew Sienna was going to win because of the underlying meaning of the pay-per-view, right? Knew it. I'm like, there were times where they both had each other, but then she tried to use the mist to cover them all, blinded eyes, and then put her in some weird-ass submission. So that was that. Great match, though. Repeating history. Alberto El Patron beat Lashley, and I'm just sitting up here like, it's like everything was cool. The King Mo got kicked in the nuts by Alberto El Patron brother, dog, and I'm just like, what? I'm just like, I'm not getting in the middle of that. I'm like, the end, the finish was nuts because of how Lashley had to set up to get hit with a double stomp, and I'm just like, are you kidding me, bro? Because I'm like, I knew the match was coming to an end because Lashley hit him with a spear, he kicked out. Lashley set up for a second spear, and I'm sitting up here just counter, finally hit him with the counter. Crazy shit started happening, then El Patron won the title. See, to talk about the lead up to this is that the same thing with Sienna, because for some reason, people who are in GFW just drop titles to random people. Like, I forget that girl name. Her name was, I forget the girl name. Hold up. I can look it up real quick. Let me see. Yeah, Christy Von Erich was the champion for like ever. And then Sienna just won it on a random Impact in some storyline with Karen Jarrett that made zero fucking sense. I'm like, Magnus came in there, lost the title to El Patron all the time, walking around. It's my golden ticket, but your wife over here on Raw Wrestling, so I don't know what the hell going on, bro. I don't know. I'm just like, it was just weird. And again, more of that underlining, and we trying to move forward. Of course, Alberto was going to win the damn title. They were going to book it that way because it was a thing that goes with the narrative that makes logical fucking sense. So there you have it. So it is going to be interesting to see when they finally get the rebranding and do all that next Thursday on GFW Impact Wrestling or whatever the fuck they finna call this clusterfuck, is to see what they really gonna do. So, like I said, it was a cool pay-per-view. It's like we watched the technical end of an era right now. I guess you can call it that because next Thursday, TNA what? So, like I said earlier, it might be time to see if Evil Free can find that TNA wrestling game and see if we can play that mug. Because that should be fun and interesting. But yo, I'd like to thank y'all for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On. As far as this wrestling business, I think we will be back to this. I wanna say what, next week? Because it's Great Balls of Fire. Because I need to find where's Great Balls of Fire. Okay, when is Great Balls of Fire? Great Balls of Fire is next Sunday. So we'll be back to this early Monday morning because I really hope Joe choked the shit out of Brock Lesnar because that's what I want. So there it is. There you have it. So it is what it is. So we'll go ahead and turn this into a video. Plenty of stuff up. Reviews of Girls in Trouble. Gavon versus Deca Ranger. Mario Kart stuff. More stuff coming. Plenty of work to be done. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get up out of here. You know what it is. It's the one in the alley, the triple, the G.O.D. And I'd like to thank you for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On. And with that, I'll see you guys next time, man. Peace out.